In case you were wondering. All right. Number 5. Feed your mind wholesome food instead of trash. Well, that just seems logical because we know you can have junk food every once in a while, but you got to get some wholesome food in your body if you're going to have health. And that's the same way with mind. I love this verse in Proverbs 15. A wise person is hungry for knowledge, while a fool feeds on trash. It's the fool who feeds on trash. I like this quote by H.H. Tom. You are what your mind looks at. Whoa! You are what your mind looks at. Not that you see just periodically, but something that that's a lot of your focus in your life. That's what you are. That's what you become. The fool feeds on trash. Somebody say, well, I'm going to start looking at skinny people. That's what you become. What has anybody ever heard of this? It's back when they started with computers. Somebody said, you know, when the raw information you put in the computer is wrong, what comes out is wrong. And so they made up this I don't know if you say GAGO, GIGO, I don't know how, but it's garbage in, garbage out. The quality of information coming out cannot be better than the quality of information that went in. And so is your mind and my mind. If we're feeding our mind on trash, our thoughts are going to be trash. They're going to be false, which leads to a false behavior. We have to be careful what we let in. And it's more now than ever in the history of the world. Because look at where we're bombarded with all kinds of thoughts. Let me just say 2 words. TV, internet. You know, you get on this thing. Just all the time you can get, and I'm not saying everything's bad on TV or everything's bad on the internet, everything's bad on your phone or social media, but there's a lot of stuff that's not good. It's trash. And we have to get wholesome food instead of trash if we want to think right. If we want to win the battle for our mind because we know how important it is, we've got to find out what we're getting into our mind, which is why we need to stay in the ancient words of Scripture. You're doing right being at church, getting in the Word through the week. Because we're constantly bombarded with all these other thoughts that are lies or half-truths, we've got to have the truth in our minds. It's just the way it is for all of us. It's so important.